In this video, we'll review how to check and edit element reinforcement in ideCAD structural after analysis. We'll start by opening the column reinforcements window to view rebar details, capacity ratios, and design status across all stories. You can edit bar diameters, quantities, and spacing directly, and even apply changes to multiple elements using Shift Select. Any issues, like joint shear failures or overcapacity, are flagged in red. You can investigate further through reports or use F1 for help. To understand structural behavior better, you'll also explore fiber layouts, internal forces, and moment curvature diagrams. Deflection and cracking limits are included, too. Finally, we'll use 3D visualization to inspect the reinforcement layout in columns and beams, ensuring the design is safe and constructible. Let's get started. Now, let's review the design from the Analysis and Design tab. First, I click the Column Reinforcements icon to open the Column Reinforcements window. At the top, the active tab is the Column tab. Here, we can view the column IDs and check the reinforcement results for each column. If I click the All Stories option at the bottom, I can now review the development of all columns across all stories, including their major and minor longitudinal reinforcement and lateral reinforcement. In the percent section, we can see the percentage of reinforcement used for each column, as well as their capacity ratios. You can update the reinforcements by clicking on the major or minor cells. This opens the Change Reinforcements dialog, where you can modify both the number of bars and the bar diameter. Similarly, in the lateral section, you can double-click the Change field to update the lateral reinforcement and bar spaces. You can also make changes using multi-selection. To do that, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, then click the first and last rows you want to select. This selects all rows in between. Once multiple rows are selected, you can apply the same changes to all of them using the Change Reinforcements mechanism while still holding Shift. This allows you to efficiently update reinforcements for several columns at once. In all design dialogues, any row highlighted in red indicates a problem with that element. When rows are highlighted in red, this indicates a problem with that column. For example, the letter B shows up if the joint shear safety check has failed. To understand the issue in more detail, I can press the F1 key to bring up the help box, or the cause of the problem can be investigated by examining the column reports. Next, we move to the Fiber Layout tab. Fiber design is visible. Then, under the Forces and Reinforcement Areas tabs, we can review the starting point and end point forces affecting each column under the selected load combinations. Material Properties and Shear Force Major/Minor sections, we can view the load effects under Design Combinations. The Capacity Design tab provides a breakdown of capacity ratios for each combination individually. Under the Capacity Diagrams tab, we can see column capacity diagrams. From the bottom of the screen, I can select the desired design case. The moment curvature graph and related series are also displayed here. Further below, we find the beam column flexure capacity check, buckling results, and joint shear safety assessments. In the Reinforcements Bars section, the 3D reinforcement bars layout of columns is visualized. Now, let's move on to the beams. When I click the beam icon, the first tab displayed is the Beam tab. From here, we can see the beam reinforcement information that was used, including beam dimensions, top and bottom reinforcement, left and right upper, under additional reinforcement, and lateral. If needed, we can also examine the body bar. Clicking All Stories allows us to inspect the beams on every story. You can change the rebar diameters and quantities by clicking on the reinforcement rows. If you want to apply the same change to multiple elements, you can use multi-selection. To do this, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and click to select a range of rows. In the Concrete Configuration section, we can view the beam drawings. Options like Combine and Partial Pass can be used to adjust the drawing layout. To open the Change Reinforcement dialog, simply click on the reinforcement data you want to modify. Under Reinforcement Areas, we can see the reinforcement layout at left, midspan, and right positions. In the Fiber Layout section, we get the fiber configuration of the beam cross-section. Under Force Details, we see the beam forces under loading, depending on the selected design combination. In the Capacity Design tab, we review the capacity ratios of the beam, while capacity diagrams show the curve graphics based on beam capacity. Moving to the Moment Curvature tab, we see the graphical curve. In Deflections and Crackings tab, you can check the deflection and cracking limits. In the Torsion tab, we analyze torsional moment and required reinforcement accordingly. Finally, in the Reinforcements Bars tab, we can visualize the beams in 3D, including their reinforcement layout. Now let's check the shear walls. Since there is currently no active shear wall on the upper stories, we switch to the basement story to examine existing shear walls, or click on the All Stories box. This way we can see the walls in the basement. Within the Shear Wall Core tab, we see the core walls, including head reinforcements and head langs. In the lines below you can see head left, head right, middle, stirrup and head stirrup reinforcements. To change the reinforcement, you can click directly on the reinforcement lines. This opens the Change Reinforcements dialog, where you can modify both the diameter and number of rebars. In the shear wall drawing, you can click on heads to open the Change Reinforcements window, where you can modify the rebar diameters and quantities at those locations. We also analyze the shear forces acting on the shear walls. Under Element Calculations, we find the shear safety values for the shear walls. Other tabs display the Fiber Layout, Capacity Diagrams, Moment Curvature Graph, Shear Wall Capacity, and Internal Forces. Now let's check the slabs. We examine the slab reinforcement using the Slabs and Extra Reinforcements tabs. Reinforcement information is available for each direction separately. Lastly, we check the raft foundation. The basement stories must be active in order to view the rough foundation design. Alternatively, when you're in the Raft Foundation tab, you can click on All Stories to display the reinforcement details for the raft foundation. Under Extra Reinforcements, we can view foundation reinforcements in different configurations. We can change the reinforcement we want to change by clicking on it. In this way, you can review the design results of the modeled elements after the analysis, and make any necessary adjustments directly within these windows. This process is carried out under the Analysis and Design tab. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the knowledge base for more tips. See you in the following video.